Hi, welcome to the OScore model of the raw system. Now I'm going to walk you through the different sections available in the OScores. So let's start from the assessment. The assessment is the section that allows the staff to make assessment entries. So you select a class, you select a particular subject, you click on edit, then you can go straight up to start making your assessment entries. And also there is one particular feature with added in here to assist the staffs. For project, for example, project is so if you try to enter, for example, mistakenly your 88 here, and it doesn't allow completely, it don't flags it once you need any entry that the system detects above. And you see it doesn't the entry to go through. So if I take this now, and come in number 8, we are pressing the other 8 is here, and that's just 15, and you do this, and then you do 39 and you can see it's also calculating the fast bit of relative machine between the entry. Right? When you're done, you click save. It's calculated the total, the G key, the grade, and the remark. So this for easy it is to make assessment entry. And you can then you go to the form master's desk. And from the form master's desk, you can do things like mark attendance. It's like the 8 that you want to mark the attendance for. President, absent late, you're done. You click save. Then you can come mark your effective. That reflects on your results, a different rating. When you select the students, you enter the effective of that child. You're done, you click save evaluation, it saves this child and take it to the next child to make entry. Psychomotor allows you to enter a psychomotor rating for the child as well. Then you can come to students to allow you to manage the biodata of the student. Now, this reduces the work for the admin themselves. So each format style can, from the OScores, manage the biodata of their students, right? So they can click edit and allows them to change the different biodata information, academics to allow them manage the subjects that the students are taking, because you have to assign subjects to students for their name to reflect on the assessment sheet. Then guardians here allow you to add new guardian information for a particular student, right? Click edit and you can edit this information. Then you also have tools in the class that can allow you to add new students, add multiple students, and also have access to the master sheet of the class, which gives you a breakdown of their performance from first to last. And then delete is not available for the form masters here. It's only on the admin, right? So only the admin can delete a particular student. Then you have result comments. Now, when you come to result comments, you can basically select any particular child and see their academic performance and enter the result comment. Now, the system already has an automatic result comment on the admin dashboard where you enter the different result comments for the different range. But while also have, now this is the admin. Now, in the settings of the admin, you can come to result comments. You see it has automatic result comments with different range, right? But while we have this manual result comments, it's for a situation where the child in first term has 80 as its average, and then in second term, the child has 75. As far as the system is concerned, 75 is a good performance, right? But the child did not perform well. He went down. So that's why we added this manual result comment so that it can allow the facilitators to go in there and enter result comments manually, and then the system prioritizes this. But if it's not available, if these facilitators do not enter any manual result comment, the system uses the automatic result comments to, comment on the student's result. Then we have the lesson plan. This lesson plan allows the staff to now use the AI model in the system to generate lesson plans. So you just select the class, select the subject, enter a duration of week, and enter your topics for each of this week. You're done, you click generate and save lesson plan, and now generate something like this for you, right? So it's also important to note that we can always modify the template of the lesson plan to fit into what the school is using, right? So then when you're done generating your lesson plan, you can come into this guy and generate your lesson note using that lesson plan you've created. So we can now say, oh, I've created this lesson plan, and you can generate the lesson note. Within 2, 3, 1, it generates your lesson note for you. You have your lesson note generated. Then you can always review it here, right? Now, I initially had a lesson note, but I've generated another one, and so it overwrites that lesson note. And then you can have the AI now extend this lesson note for you if you're not satisfied with what it's there. You can edit the note manually on your own, but you can still use the AI in there to also more extend the content of the lesson note. So you can give it instruction for any content, anything you want it to adjust. So we have want to try to adjust the content of week 1. So I can now just do something like text is to hello. Make it robust. When you do this, you click extend. Within 5 seconds or so, it's the same thing. You see, this is your current content, and you can see, and then this is the extended content. And you can see this is even more detail on what we had initially. If you satisfy, you click apply. And you see, if I apply this extended, and you can do the same thing for week 2. You have multiple weeks, you can do any week you want. If you want to edit the note manually on your own, you can click edit note here, and it allows you to manually edit your note by yourself. Then you have my signature, which allows the facilitators now to upload a picture of their signature, so that if you're a form master, you actually now put your signature on your class students' result. Then we have the AI bookmaker. Now, this AI bookmaker allows the school to build customized textbook for the school, because basically you use more than one textbook to teach students. So you can always use this guy here to generate textbooks. So you select the subject, you select the class, you select the subject, let's say Nigerian culture and art. Then I can do, let's say I want to do a book on the history, Nigerian art. And let's say you give the scope or context that the model is going to use to create your book. Then you select the book should contain the history of Nigerian. On you select a number of chapters for this book. I'll just do 5 chapters, so we'll go through this easily. Now, once you select generate, what it does now is, first of all, it creates an outline for you to review. It doesn't just go through the computer and tag. So you can see the chapter for topic for chapter, and you can see the different subtopics. You can add subtopics. If there's any chapter you're satisfied with here, you can delete it or you can just modify it. And if you want to add more chapters, you can always click this add chapters to add more chapters. If you're satisfied with whatever it is done, you click approve and build. Now, even after clicking approve and build, it doesn't just build the entire textbook at once. It still allows you to have access to control the build. It generates the content for chapter 1. This is where now you can add your other materials that you have in here. If you're not satisfied with what it has done here, you can still also use the refine option here. Let's say make it detailed with more X-compose. Okay, this refine. The AI goes in there and check the content first already created, and you see as we can make it even more detailed, right, for you. And you can also add images, add links, and do most of these stuff you can do on MS Word, a bit of them, although. And if you satisfy what you have now in your chapter 1, you've added all your content, do all your stuff, you prove and go to chapter 2, which is for your content of chapter 2. You still go in there and do your modification how you want. You satisfy, you do approve, and you go to chapter 3, you do approve, you go to chapter 4, you do your modification, you do approve, you go to chapter 5, you do your modification. If you're satisfied, you finish. Now you can see within a couple of minutes you've built a textbook. And then you can always export this textbook in PDF. You can see how you have it in here. You have your table of contents and have your different chapter properly outlined. And you can also click your edit, so that if you now subsequently come across new material or new updates and you want to add it into this textbook, you can now come in here and do that. Go to any chapter and modify it into whatever it is you want. And you can also still add a new chapter, and you still have your refine here that can allow you to still prompt the AI model to do more refinement for you. Now, you can allow the schools now to build a large customized e-library textbooks, right? So that your students can have a more personalized textbook used by the school for their teaching. So you can come to election here. On the election section, you can always join an election. If there's ongoing election in the school, you can always use this guy here to participate in any particular election. So these are the different sections available in the OScores, and you can see with this tool now, it allows staff to do their job even more seamlessly. So thank you very much.